My name is Rachel Randolph and this is my van Rome.
This content is sponsored by Outdoorsy. Through Outdoorsy, you can rent your camper van out to make extra cash, and you can rent a van to try van life before you commit.
So this is a Dodge ProMaster 159 wheelbase, and it was built out by Dave and Matt Vans in Gypsum, Colorado. I decided to move into a van because I'd always wanted to work and travel remotely, and everything kind of lined up where my car and apartment lease were up at the same time, and I made the leap to jump into a van. Come on inside so I can show you the build. So one thing about my van that I really couldn't live without is the swivel seats, and then the space above my seats is the headliner shelf, and I store all of my shower stuff, which I will get to in a minute. The type of fridge that I have is an isotherm, and it's built in. I definitely opted for the standing up one because I didn't want it tucked away into a drawer. I wanted easy access. I have a little tiny freezer that has ice cubes in it, or like a tiny pint of ice cream or something. Lots of vegetables, and it lasts me about 2 weeks with only refilling the vegetables, which I can get at a farmer's market or anywhere else. Then I have my pantry, which is a huge drawer technically. This is where I keep all my spices, chips, pita, and then some of my teas and coffee and stuff lives in here. We have a sink. I obviously wanted a big sink I like to cook, and I liked all this counter space, so I put my butane stovetop right here. I have my sink right here, and then wherever the food is going on this side. Then under the sink is my water pump. The clean water is in here and it pumps from there. I just have to turn it on because I want to save the battery, and it makes a weird noise. And then I have all my cleaning stuff for the van, and then the dirty water, P-trap, dirty water goes in here. These are both 7 gallons. I opted for not having a built-in stove on my countertop because I wanted more space for cooking. So instead I have this portable butane stovetop that I can put right here. I can open this window, which has a screen this side, and I take it out of the box and then I just put it away, and it has these refillable butane things that I can get from Walmart for like $5. And then I can just put it away, and I store it all the way over here. The sink is inside of the countertop, and it has a retractable water hose with the water pump underneath. This actually turns into my shower as well. It has 2 different settings, so it can be a stream or it can be a waterfall. So another feature I love about my van is this amazing lengthwise spice rack, which I have some of my things, some of my sprays and room things and essential oils over here, and then a little coffee shop, which I have just sits right perfectly on top, coffee, and set it up in the morning there. Then I opted to not have the company build shelves. I wanted an open shelf system, so I made these myself and then just added these hooks. They're not necessary, but I added these hooks. It's just nailed right into the build. On this side, I have a junk drawer, which has all of my tools and random chargers and tape and stuff. Down at the bottom, I have this way larger drawer. It's tons of space. This is where I keep my plates, my pots, my pans, and this awesome little retractable kettle. Over here, I have my USB and light panel, which controls and dims the lights. It's actually tons of light. Then I have this Max Air. I opted for 2 vents so I could have air ventilation. One can go in and one can go out at the same time, so it's super airy in here, and this one is remote controlled. Okay, so then above my remote control and my lights is my Camco cassette toilet. I just have that in here, this little cubby sitting bench, and I release that out. I opted for this because the compostable one, I just didn't feel like I needed it as one person, and the treatment works just fine and it doesn't take up too much space. So then I just put this back on, and there's a little hook here to open it, and that's it. I am fine with dumping it in public restrooms because there's just toilet paper and the waste in there, and I'm actually saving water. For my work setup, I'll sit here or I'll sit there. And I just have a folding card table for my desk, which just pops out. I can either work here, or I can work there, and I can even move it around and move my bench this way. I opted to have a folding table because I wanted all this sitting space back for guests, and a lot of vans have this all built in as a desk setup, and I just wanted that space back. So this is a movable bench as well. You can move it this way and have it, you can see all of my stuff, have it go this way. And now I can entertain guests from this side. This is a handmade by me and a friend shelf for a little bit more storage. I had originally had all my books over here, but I wanted that space back. And I liked having my books closer to my bed, so I designed this for books, but then this little cubby for kind of like secret things, and then this little side for plants and my camera storage. This is my bed. It is a queen full memory foam that came with the build. Bless them, Dave and Matt Vans. I can lay all the way sideways with my head all the way to the top. I'm only 5'1" though, so it's pretty great to be lengthwise, and then I also get all of that living space back. I sleep like a rock pretty much anywhere. I've slept in parking lots and in campsites, and it's been super easy. And then I have 2 pillows that go against the window because I don't have screens yet. I have a 160 amp hour lithium battery and a 170 watt solar panel that charges, and I have an alternator that charges my battery while I drive. I also have a 2000 watt Renogy inverter which pulls charge from my battery, which also charges my fridge and all my electrical. And I work completely remotely for, I mean, I could live at least 2 weeks out in the desert or where there's a lot of sun without having to charge or drive anywhere. For my shower, I opted to have all of the space that a shower in a built-in shower would take up back. So I have a collapsible shower system. And how that works is this is the hose that will go like that, and it's totally retractable, has 2 settings. And then this will just unscrew like this, and that goes away. And then I have a collapsible holding tank that sits in it just like this. And because it goes straight into the earth, I use obviously all natural products so it doesn't hurt any of nature. And then in my holding thing, I have a shower curtain that attaches to all of these little hooks up here that stay permanently. And so I have this self-contained shower system, so all the water catches in here, and then this curtain is long enough to fill in. Then my hose is super long, so it reaches all the way out here, and I just shower holding it. I have 2 different settings, a stream and a kind of more showery setting. And I have a water heater that I can fit into the clean water tank. It just feeds directly from that, so if I wanted to heat the water up, I could, but if it's warm enough, then I would just take a cold shower. Thank you so much for checking out my van. I hope you liked this build. If you want to follow along, my Instagram is Rachel Ann Randolph, and I hope to see you on the road.
I hope you enjoyed that video. If you hadn't noticed, we do sell an ebook for how to convert a van. It has over 190 pages of detailed instructions and diagrams, also 25 video tutorials which are specifically for the ebook buyer. Creating a van for many people is obviously a really intimidating project, but I really believe, and I've seen it time and time and time again, that with the right information, anyone can turn out with a pretty decent van conversion. So check the link in the description, subscribe to the channel if you are not already, and drop us a comment if you like this video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.